Dr. Carol Swain is a friend of the program, a friend of conservatives, and not popular with the Southern Poverty Law Center. She's the author of Debating Immigration. Welcome to the program, Doctor. I bet
it's a pleasure.
It's a highlight to be on with chicken and everything today, I'm sure.
I think that's a racial stereotype.
What?
You can't be on with a black woman and have chicken in front of you.
Well, I'm not the one with an Indian on a flag behind. If you want to malign Native Americans with that flag, we can go to town on a fence.
That's Nashville.
Okay, so Carol, let's talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center. There are two groups on the left that are very similar. One is Media Matters, and one is the Southern Poverty Law Center. I was shocked when I got into television how many people just take Media Matters as the truth. All the journalists are just like, no, the Media Matters, they know. Political organization. The Southern Poverty Law Center has gravitas to it in those circles.
Yeah.
How did that get there? Is there any legitimacy? Did they ever start out being legitimate?
Well, many people, including myself, thought they were legitimate back in the beginning when they focused on the Klan, the neo-Nazis, and a lot of bad people, that there was no debate. The problem is that they were so effective and our society changed to the point that they ran out of bad guys and they started labeling any of their political opponents as racist. In fact, I have been called an apologist for white supremacy. And this was after I wrote an article in 2009 criticizing them for having mission creep. I pointed out that at that time they had gone away from their original purpose and they had waded into the area of immigration, and they were labeling Lou Dobbs and a number of other people as nativists and xenophobes because they were addressing the issue of illegal immigration.
I feel like I should just say, because this video will be taken by organizations and they will never post that this is a Halloween costume that I'm wearing, and this is the kind of thing that Media Matters and others take and distort and say, look at this, dressing as an old white Kentucky colonel with fried chicken. This is so bad. It's almost that easy to get onto their hate list, is it not?
Well, yes, anyone can get on their hate list, and they paint with such a broad brush. I believe they've lost all credibility because they've included so many groups that it's outrageous when they include the Family Research Center, the American Family Association. You go down the list of organizations, churches are included. They have no credibility. Back in the 70s and 80s, I think they did.
So, Carol, the thing that is even more disturbing and disturbs me, it's growing, is the fact that they are in places like Google, YouTube, Facebook, and these guys in Silicon Valley are asking them to define hate so they can build an algorithm to take hate speech out. That's extraordinarily dangerous with these.
Yes, but they were also in the Obama administration with the FBI, and they were listing as the real terrorists, returning vets, people that were pro-life, people that were too active in their churches. They were labeling the people that they saw as threats because of their beliefs as domestic terrorists instead of looking for real domestic terrorists. And you may recall that during that time, they did not want language like radical Islam and jihad used. They sort of sanitized the manuals that they used to train FBI agents. And so I believe that put us in danger, and some of the terrorist attacks that we got during the Obama era, I believe it was related to the fact that they relaxed how they monitored terrorist groups.
So what do we do? I think Majid Nawaz was fantastic, and there's a few lawsuits coming up. Is that the best way, or what do we do about groups like this?
I think that we need to have better sources of information, that we need to collect the data. And by we, I mean we need organizations that collect data on real hate groups, because what they do now is they focus on conservatives. They don't monitor the leftist groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matters. You can go down the list of leftist conservative groups. They're not concerned with those groups. And so we need an organization, a real organization that actually monitors hate. And it needs to be an independent organization that has credibility.
Is that even possible?
And until we can replace.
Is that even possible? I'm sorry to interrupt.
I think it is possible.
How? How do we find organizations that both sides would trust?
I think we create one, and I think that there is objective criteria, even though the political left doesn't believe in absolute truth. But I believe law enforcement can work with people that would like to have an alternative to the Southern Poverty Law Center, and they can create an organization that has credibility, that is being monitored. And if it takes people from both sides of the political spectrum to keep it honest, then that's what we need. And until we do that, we're going to be stuck with people that don't know any better going to the Southern Poverty Law Center. And as you know, they have, they have millions of dollars to put forth their agenda. And so they're well funded. And I believe that they have lost some credibility, but whenever something happens like the shooting at the synagogue, that empowers them because the leftist media goes to them as the experts.
So, Carol, I think I'd like to have you in, and we should seriously sit down and talk about starting a group and seeing who we could get in, because it is what we need from both sides. Credible people that are actually looking to fix the problem. Thank you, Carol. Dr. Carol Swain, author of Debating Immigration.